I'm TimeWillTellAll and you're watching my Let's Play guide for Minecraft SkyFactory 3. Welcome back. On the last episode, we learned how to fly. We also flew up, put a lightning rod in the sky so that we could generate power from our terrible weather that we have in this biome. And to do that, we set up a wireless RF network. After that, we started automated inferium farming and crafting up to the supremium level. Now, in between episodes, I have added more growth accelerators and a few more growth crystals, but I haven't added more yet because we're going to be upgrading them to the higher tiers soon anyway. And in this episode, we're going to go to the Nether. But before we do that, we need to get a few things prepared. We're also going to be killing some withers. So I have a small setup that we can use to help that. So first things first, I want to make some armor, because if we're going to be killing withers and going to the Nether, we're going to need some protection. To do that, I'm going to make some dark steel armor. We've made dark steel in the past, so all you need to do is put some iron with some coal powder and some obsidian. Now with the dark armor, it's not actually called dark steel, it's called dark. So it's same as a vanilla helm, same as vanilla pants, etc. Except that we can upgrade them. So I'm just going to make them all. And then we are going to take them to their highest level. So with the dark armor, if you put each piece with a vibrant crystal, which we have also made in the past, then you will give it RF energy. So you'll empower it. And we just need some levels for this. So I'm just going to take some levels. 61 should be enough. We've got loads in there, so we don't have to worry about that. So if we put it, it will actually give it RF. And you can see it's 100,000 RF for the first level. And that means 50% of damage will be absorbed firstly by the power and then by you. Because of our wireless charging from our flux network, that is charging while it's in our bag. If I then put it with a basic capacitor, a double capacitor and an octadic capacitor, which we've made in the previous episode as well, it's now empowered for an 85% damage absorbed by power, and it holds 1 million RF. Now we don't need to take this any further because we've already got creative flight from our angel ring, so we don't need the glider or the elytra flight. But for the helmet, we do the same thing. Add this on, add a capacitor on to get it all the way up to empowered 4. Now with the helmet we can get sound locator and night vision. So if we add a note block, which we've made in the past as well for our ghast farm to mute the sounds. Let me just grow a few more levels, I think I'm going to need it. Then you get sound locator, which will give you some information about anything, any sounds that are around you. If you then add a potion of night vision, so I've got brewing stands from loot bags, but you can also make them with blaze rods and cobblestone. And if we just quickly get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if we make our night vision potion, and I need to make a speed potion as well, then we can actually put that on with our helmet and give ourselves night vision, which will really help in the Nether because it's very dark. So we'll be able to see it a lot easier in there. While we wait for those potions to cook, I am just going to make the rest of the gear. So our boots as well. Our boots can give us jump or flippers, but we have creative flight, so we don't need either of those. So for me, I consider them finished. However, with the pants, we can, or the leggings in this case, we can get speed, potion of swiftness plus 4 levels. So if you hold shift on these, they'll tell you how you can upgrade them. Now the thing is, you want to make the highest level potion. So in this case, if we check on potion of night vision, we can go up to an 8-minute version. So if you use the 3-minute, you'll get a weaker effect, whereas the 8-minute will get you a stronger effect. Just like the potion of speed or swiftness, if you use the 8-minute, you will actually get speed 2, and that when you add it to your armor. So to make the night vision, we just add a gold carrot, after we add our nether wart, which I've had as well from bags, but you could also get from sieving soul sand, which we've got an endless supply of now as well. So we upgrade them to level 2 by adding sugar and golden carrots. It's just standard things. Then we take our potion of night vision and we add a redstone. So this will turn 3 minute into an 8 minute. And the same with the potion of swiftness. We add that, and that will give us the highest level of the potion and also the highest level of the empowerment on our armor. Very easy to do, very cheap. Just glass bottles, sugar, golden carrot, redstone, and some nether wart. So we now have night vision and speed 2. If we put this on, I'll just take the slime boots off. We don't really need them anymore. We can put on all of our dark steel armor, and then you'll see if I press the night vision key, so you'll need to check your configs, I can even see inside here now, so it removes the darkness. So we can tick off our dark steel armor. We are armored up and ready to go, but we're going to do a few things before we do. So next thing, I want to automate Tinker's Tools experience, because we need some weapons, and we need ranged weapons if we're going to go. To automate the Tinker's experience, I am going to be using some mechanical users. There are a few different ways to do it, and you need to do different ways for different tools. So firstly, for weapons like swords, you need to stick a mechanical user. Well, not need to, but what I suggest is that you stick a mechanical user in your mob farm, turn off whatever you're using to currently kill the mobs, and put in it whatever you want to level up. So in this case, for example, I would stick in 20 speed upgrades as well, and I'm going to put the mattock, and you'll see it actually used the durability on this mattock to attack the monsters in there. And if that was a sword, that experience bar would be going up. So in this way, you can automate the leveling of any of your melee weapons. Let me just turn that back on for now so we can kill off the creatures and carry on. To automate the farming or the mining tools, you can just put 2 facing each other. Again, I always add speed upgrades. It makes it as quick as it possibly could be. I'm going to stick an advanced item collector on top of one of them as well and just set the radius to very close. In that one, I'm going to put place block and stick in some cobble. In the other one, I'm going to say left click, generic click, and if I put in my pickaxe, you'll see experience is going up. It's placing the block, mining the block. Because of that, it gets experience. Because of the item collector, it will then grab the cobble back into the mechanical user, and it will be an endless cycle. So you could walk away and just come back when your pickaxe is leveled up. Now this isn't endless in the current location I have it, because I have a few of these item collectors around and it's taken all the cobble away. You could make it even within that kind of a setup by just sticking a cobble gen on the end, but I would suggest not putting this near any of your other vacuum hoppers or item collectors, and then you can just walk away and come back and it will be leveled up. And if it's a tool that's not already unbreaking, you can even link this mechanical user to a crafter and automatically repair it with some sharpening tools. The same setup can be used for the farming tools like the mattock, because it will get experience from dirt. You just replace the cobble with dirt instead, and you see that's leveling up now. So we have a way to level up our tools, which means we can get some very strong weapons and very fast tools, because we can add lots of redstone and quartz once they level up. So we have armor and we have a way to get our weapons, but we need to actually make a better weapon. So I'm going to do that by making a tool forge from Tinker's. So the tool forge is the upgraded tool station. It takes your old one, some blocks of iron and some seared stone. So I just need to go and grab a few more blocks of iron. And it will allow you to make more weapons and more tools than you could from the tool station alone. So if we just make the tool forge, and I actually didn't replace it, I made an extra one, but I'm just going to get rid of that and replace it with my tool forge. So on this, we can now make shuriken. We can also make many other weapons, but the only two that I'm going to want to make for now are a shuriken, which we're going to make unbreaking and have a lot of damage, and a cleaver so that we can get the achievement for the Tinker's tool with more than 20 weapon damage. So to do this, I've been sieving a lot of soul sand in our sieving setup. So I put our automated soul sand into our automated sieving. We've got a lot of these ore pieces for ardite and cobalt. With that, I then melted them down in the alloy smelters or in the tinker smeltery so that I could get manilin. And with the manilin, we can make the high damage cleaver. So to do that, you need to make large sword cast, a large plate cast, and a tough tool rod cast. So we'll just replace those, change it to manilin, and put some manilin in. You need 2 tough tool rods, a large plate, and a sword blade to make the cleaver. And we're also going to make our knife, our shuriken, out of 4 knife blades. I'm using paper for 5 modifiers to begin with, so we can make it unbreaking from the beginning. I'm using cactus knife so that we get prickly. So this will replace... No, actually the steel... Yeah, this will replace the paper knife once we have 2 modifiers on it from using it. I'm using bone for extra damage as well because of the splintering effect. And dark steel and manilin. So there'll be these 4. So manilin will be here. Will be our main knife. And the paper is just for the beginning so that we can make it unbreakable and then level it up. So if you have an unbreakable shuriken, you basically have unlimited ammo with your shuriken. And to do that, I just need to melt down some of this dark steel. So let me get that going while I'm talking here. So the tool rod cast, we're going to keep the casts because we're going to need them to make our unbreaking. Let's just put our plate down as well. And we're going to need 5 casts. So we're going to use all of the new ones that we've made. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll also take a binding cast from in here. We could just make more plate casts with the gold, but we might as well use these ones up. I'm not going to use them for anything else. The cleaver's only being made to get the achievement. After that, we're going to make a better weapon from Tachronic Evolution or something else anyway. The shuriken will keep us going until then. The speed and the damage that we will get from it. And we're only really going to need it in the Nether and maybe a few other dimensions if we go there. And the end, obviously, when we fight the dragon. So we've got our plate as well now. Now we just need our large sword blade and a knife blade. You can see I've got a few of the other metals I was melting down in there just because we have access to all of the metals now from Tinkers, basically all of the materials. So you can choose to make the tools as you want. I would actually add more and more redstone to these 2 tools. They're working fast enough with obsidian. We could add cobalt ahead if we wanted, but this is good enough for me. And just adding lots and lots of redstone as they level up will mean they'll work at a very good speed. So we've got everything we need now for our sword. The next thing we need is our knife blade in manilin and then in dark steel. Sorry, in normal steel. This one's a bit quicker because there's less material. There we go. So we can put our ingot cast back there and use that to make our reinforcements. So we can just quickly make one using each different cast. And this will mean we can make our paper shuriken and make it unbreakable. Let's put those away. Come over to our tool station. Firstly, let's make our cleaver. So you'll see by default it has 18.2 damage. If we then stick that with some quartz, it will go up. We need a few more blocks of quartz. And there we go, 21.78. When you have enough. Took 34 blocks of quartz, but we got it. We can now tick off the plus 20 achievement, and we're going to use this in a minute for our Wither Killer. Just because we have it now, and it's the most damaged weapon we've got. Next, I want to make my shuriken. So as I said to begin with, we will make it out of paper, just so that we've got 5 modifiers and can make it unbreakable. Then obviously you just stick it in there with the reinforcements until it becomes unbreakable. Now it's unbreakable. It's also, if you check, it's got a lot of extra traits. So these are the reasons. The manolin gives us extra damage and extra damage to full health. The bone gives us more damage the more times you hit them and just more damage. The cactus gives us some kind of armor piercing damage as well. It's unbreakable, and the steel will give us sharp, which also gives us more damage. So this tool, although it only has 5.32, as this levels and we replace the steel and we add lots of quartz on, this thing will have a lot of damage. If you just make it all out of manolin to begin with, it will have more, but this will surpass it, especially when you're fighting harder enemies later on. So we've made now our Tinker's tool that we want, our weapon, and we've automated the experience. The next thing I want to do is start to kill a few withers so that we have nether stars and we can make a few upgrades. We are going to kill withers using a semi-automated setup. So I've got an area ready up here. What I like to do is stick a mechanical user in and obviously speed upgrades. Set it to entity, left click, upper left only, and put your weapon in that you're going to use to kill it with. Next, I stick a bit of reinforced glass just next to this because this is going to be the base for the template of soul sand and wither skulls. Now with the reinforced glass, the reason why I use this is because for me it's the cheapest option for witherproof materials. You can do reinforced obsidian, but you need to make steel scaffolding. They're cheap now, but this seems to be cheaper for me as well. So all you need are wither skeleton skulls and glass, and we have these because we're now making a wither farm, and we have loads and loads of sand, so we've got glass. There are other options. If you've already gone into mystical agriculture and got very high, you can make the witherproof block and the witherproof glass. Similar idea, except that you need soul glass and skeleton essence, or soul stone and skeleton essence. So the setup that I'm going to use, I'm just going to make a little bit more of this reinforced glass because we need it. I like to use a very simple one, and I'm just going to have to stick a skull on top of that temporarily so I can build on top of it, and we can just break the skulls. We stick the mechanical user down, so this is what we're going to be using to kill the wither. Then we stick a 3x3 of glass on top, so starting from that block going backwards. So this is what will hold the wither. Normally it will be trapped in the middle and it won't be able to shoot because you've got glass around as well. And then you would just build your wither template on top of it, making sure the tail of the soul sand is above the mechanical user and the wither skulls go outside. And what you'll see is it will spawn, it will raise up slightly, and it will be trapped in the glass and unable to kill anything. Now, very rarely, just like with the gas farm, things can escape because they glitch out of the blocks. So what you'd need to do at that point, and you can see how quickly it's dying with our manolin cleaver. Look at that, one wither done already, and I've put it near the mob farm because the experience will go into the obelisk and the drops will go into our system. So if you notice that they are escaping for you, or if you just want to be double safe, put some blocks around the edge, just so that if it does escape, and double this up, so make sure you have 9 more on top of here, and then if it does somehow glitch out of that block, it will still be trapped in the area. It's just that your mechanical user may not be able to kill it because it might have moved, but then if you've left yourself a bit of space to attack it, you should be fine. But here you can see we've killed a wither, so let's just kill one more. And what I'll do is I'll take a slight cut and I'll kill more, doing exactly the same thing, but you don't need to watch me rinse and repeat the process. And we'll come back when I have a few more nether stars and also a new food source. So I've brought you back because I missed one thing on the mechanical user in the setup. Make sure it's set on entity, and you can see I'm leveling up the manolin cleaver in here. It's already got, I believe, 2 more extra modifiers, and it will just keep leveling itself. It's a very high damage weapon as well, so it will just go up and up and up. When we get 5, we'll make it unbreaking, and it will go back into our wither farm. So the next thing we want to do, I killed some withers as well in the meantime. We've got lots of nether stars. I want to make a master infusion crystal. I'm just going to tick off our wither killer. Now the Master Infusion Crystal requires some epic bacon. And we have all the different dyes from our earlier chicken farming and making all of the dye chickens. So all we need to do, we've also got cooked pork chop from our traps that we made in the very early episode. So the Master Infusion Crystal just takes 3 epic bacon, 4 supremium, and the infusion crystal with a nether star. So epic bacon is just dye with a cooked pork chop, so specific dye with a cooked pork chop. And for some reason I've grabbed light blue dye, so let me just come over here and grab cyan dye. Now we can make our 3 epic bacon. And we'll stick that with an infusion crystal and a nether star, and we'll have a master infusion crystal, so we won't need to worry about these things running out. So I just grab one. Hopefully it will let me use one that's already been used, although it probably won't. We need 4 supremium as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have an unbreakable infusion crystal. So we can get rid of all of our old ones, and we can stick this in there and make sure we update all of the recipes with the master crystal instead of the standard infusion crystal. So this is done, this is done. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go, and then this one. So we now have it crafting infinitely. As much as it will farm, it will craft, and we won't have to restock the infusion crystals anymore. We'll just get rid of those. We don't need to do anything with that. The next Eve of Life thing is a final builder's wand. Now, we've been dealing with all different types of builder's wands. I've got up to the diamond because we had diamond, but I want to turn this into its ultimate wand. So it's an unbreakable builder's wand. So if you just type wand, we can put unbreakable wand, and I want the one with the maximum amount of blocks. All it costs is sticks and nether stars. So we need to make one of these. Actually, we need to make 2 of those to make one of those, and we need to make 2 of those to make one of those. So let's get that done. We've got our sticks and our nether stars. If we just make 2 of these, then from that we can. Actually, we just need 2 of those. Yeah, and it will make the 8192. So again, we need another 2 of these, and it will make this. For some reason, that shows. Yeah, for some reason that's a bit buggy. So make sure you make 2 of the lowest ones, 4 of the lowest ones, then make 2 of the higher ones, and then you put 2 of those together. And you have the unbreakable wand. So we no longer need any of our diamond wands now. Whenever we want to build anything, we have this thing. We can also set different modes, so it can build on top, below, in any direction, and a lot of blocks. So future ease of life improvements for us. We can tick that off as well. Now finally, we're ready to go to the Nether. Now, I've made the nether portal. It's just the standard vanilla portal, but I've made it extra large because I want to feed it into my mob farm. But I want to go through a few things before we go. So make sure you take your diamond chest transporters, because you need to grab the blaze spawners with these. You can make them with diamonds and sticks, or you can get them from epic loot bags. The crumb stars can replace your food source. Now you're killing withers, you'll get crumb stars, and they are very good food. And the portal charm, which you can either make, now we have nether stars, you can make it, or you can find in loot bags. So I got mine from an uncommon loot bag. It's worth taking this and replacing your sleep charm, because, well, we don't really sleep much anymore anyway. And the portal charm will let us teleport in and out of the nether instantly. Now I've been in here already, and I've actually marked some nether fortresses, because the whole point of this is that we can progress, and you can see, but you don't have to just watch me flying around aimlessly. So I'm going to tick off the nether portal, because we've made that just using the flint and steel and obsidian standard vanilla recipe. When you get in, first things first, set yourself a waypoint for the nether entrance, so you can find your way back, and stick some torches down so that there are no mob spawn spots. Secondly, put your night vision on And now you'll need to fly around and try to find some nether fortresses. You can make a platform to get the chickens if that's how you'd like to do it. Just need to make a big platform by the nether portal, light it up so monsters can't spawn there, and wait in the nether so the chickens can spawn. But another way you can do that as well is just to fly around and find a fortress. And as well as the blaze spawners, we also have a possibility to find our chickens. So I'm going to grab these golden lassos as well, and hopefully we'll find a nether quartz chicken and a solarium chicken in the fortresses as well as our blaze spawner. So when you get to your fortress, just be aware the blazes and ghasts, the archers can shoot you as well, but otherwise with the shuriken that you've got and the armor you've got, really you can just fly past everything and look for your spawner. If you want to level up your shuriken, make sure you're killing things. And as well as that, if you want to check in the fortresses, there are some chests. And in those chests, you can have all sorts of nice things. Some of the endgame wands, and I believe some of the capacitors, but mob drop only capacitors from Ender.io. And you can see our shuriken does a great job, even against a compressed blaze. We can just hold the right button, or whatever your attack button is, and it will constantly shoot and kill these things. Right, so I need to fly around. We need to see if there are any chickens, firstly, and if there are any blaze spawners. So there we go, we found a blaze spawner already. Normally they'll be in a kind of setup like this, with like a fence around it. Easiest thing is if you kill the blazes first, and then just drop in with your diamond chest transporter and pick it up, and then run away. Very, very quickly. Oh, there's another one over here as well. So I just need to swap out the chest transporters, get that shuriken. Where's the blaze? Deal with this thing. And when your shuriken levels up, which it probably will do while you're in the nether, you can go back and apply some nether quartz to it to make it sharper and do more and more damage every time it levels. So we've grabbed the second one now. 3 more to go. We're just missing our chickens. Oh, need to make sure I eat as well. I'm not sure what is applying all of these bad potion effects in here, but we have mining fatigue, hunger, and slowness. It may be because we just used the diamond chest. Ah, yes. So because we're carrying a spawner around with us, we have these. It's from the chest transporters. Yeah. So when you pick up a spawner and you carry it, so the best thing actually will be to put this in my bag, and will it still give me the effect? No, there you go. So if you're carrying if you've got your backpack or your golden bag of holding, which we've made previous episodes, make sure you put your chest transporters in there, and it will cancel out the negative effects that you get from carrying a spawner with you. So we've got the 2 spawners from this fortress. Oh, there seems to be one over here as well. So let's have a look. I didn't check to see if there were any spawners or any chickens. I just flagged the fortresses because we need to run around and have a look anyway. Grab this one. Every time you pick it up, it will also spawn the creature that you've grabbed it from, so be aware of that. You might just want to kill them all before you do what I do and go into my inventory. Although our armor's good enough to take lots of hits right now, and our food is very solid with these wither crumbs or crumb stars. So we don't really have much to worry about. And you see our weapon takes these things out super quickly. Just hoping that I find the chickens, because they're a little bit rare to find, and you need to find a solarium one and a nether quartz one. Well, you need the nether quartz to progress in the chicken breeding, but the solarium is just a bonus to have if you've got a single resource coming from another chicken. You see, even with our chicken trick, we'll be able to generate solarium very quickly. So far, no luck on the chickens. But we have another spawner. So it always seems to have this kind of design where the spawners are. So just need to look around for this kind of fenced area. We grab that and it's going to spawn some blazes. Yeah. Quickly put it in our bag so we don't have to worry about it causing any bad effects. And what I'm going to do Let's quickly fly around. Any chickens? Chickens, please. Chickens, please. Oh, don't let go of flight. I'm going to teleport to some of the existing ones I found, but obviously you will need to fly. Keep flying around the area, seeing if you can find more and more fortresses. So far we have 4 out of 5 blaze spawners, which is very good, but we need those chickens. So far, we're very unlucky. I haven't seen a single one. I think at some point they were more common, and I believe they made them rarer to spawn, or at least it really does feel like it. So we'll teleport to Fortress 3. Oh, and actually this one has a blaze spawner already, which means great. We have our 5 blaze spawners. Now we just need to fly around and fly around and find those chickens. Any more blaze... Oh, there's another one there. Any more blaze spawners you find, you can actually destroy, because they will give you spawner shards, which you can use to change the monster that's spawning in the spawner. There are a few ways to do this. You don't have to use the shards only, but this way is one of the easier ones. Yeah, let's not die. Let's try not to die. So yeah, we're not invincible, but we are very strong as long as we kill the creatures before we get in there. Too many blazes. This is why I was taking so much damage. They were probably all shooting me at the same time. There we go. Shuriken doing some work. Let's just take this out now. I think we have time to do it. Is he going to be able to hit me? No? Alright. Skeletons thinking they can actually do something and failing miserably at it. There we go. Okay. Make sure you clear the area out before you do this. And I've still got a blaze shooting me. These things are everywhere. Just gonna dodge and duck and dip and dive, but make sure we focus on this spawner. There we go. So you see, if you break it, you just get the spawner shard. Even with a silk touch pickaxe, you can't pick it up. That's why you need the diamond chest transporters. Alright, so we have even a shard now, and we have some... we already have our blaze spawners, but we don't have any chickens. Can't believe we haven't found a single chicken. We found these imp things, but no chickens. Right, maybe we'll have more luck in the last fortress that I found. So let's teleport to there. Fortress 4. Oh, I have another blaze spawner. Come on, before they come out. Yeah, there we go. Spawner shards and broken spawner. Actually, we have another 2 blaze spawners here, so let me just clear out these blazes so that we can get them in peace. Don't want them shooting me in the back. Once we get more damage on this shuriken, it will basically one-shot most normal monsters, so for the moment we probably take 2 or 3 shots, but the damage will get a lot better. Although we're not going to really fight many things. The dragon and maybe the chaos dragons. Otherwise there isn't much else that we need to fight. Now where is that spawner? Okay, so let's just grab this one as well. And dodge, I hear them shooting me. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Maybe we can crouch. There we go. Grab this and run away. And now we just... Oh, okay, there's another spawner here. See, sometimes you can be very lucky. Sometimes you can be very unlucky. I know that I've checked fortresses before and found nothing after quite a few fortresses. And then I've just checked this one and you see we've got 3 blaze spawners in the single fortress. We don't really need any more, but I think I'm just going to break this last one so that we have some more broken spawners and spawner shards, because we can use them to make our own spawners and specific spawners later on. Okay, we got. I don't know where all these blazes are coming from, because we just destroyed all the spawners, unless there's another one that I've missed. They're very easy to deal with, so we don't have to worry too much. Okay, just so there are none nearby. There. There's one here as well. Should be all the blazes, although we have a skeleton and we pissed off the pigmen. That wasn't... We probably accidentally hit a pigman with our shuriken. Okay. Definite thing that I need to do is add redstone onto my pick, because I haven't done that yet. We need to put it into the automatic XP that we've just set up and get lots of redstone on it so it works at a much faster pace. There we go, spawner and spawner shards. And the last thing we need to do, I find chickens. Now where are you, my lovely chickens? I haven't seen a ghast in a while. Even they are very easy to deal with, it's just that you have to listen to their horrible sound when you don't have the noise canceller here. No chickens. Okay, so I'm going to fly around for a bit until I find a fortress with some chickens. Because otherwise you're just going to... Oh, you're going to just... spawn just as I came in. You're going to just watch me fly around aimlessly. And you only need to see the important parts. So, as I said, I'm just going to fly around, find some chickens. And I will take you right back. So I brought you back, and it looks like we have found a 2-for-1. Finally, I was flying around for ages, and I found a nether chicken and a soul sand chicken. So we've got the nether one, it's just hanging out on the end of this platform. We'll grab that, and I hope it works in the golden lasso. Yeah, it does. So normally I'd use the animal net, but we have the lassos, so I wanted to make use of them. Try not to hit that chicken, otherwise we're going to have to fly around again and hopefully find another one. Okay, so we now have our soul sand chicken and our nether quartz chicken, and I also found another blaze spawner or few, and I broke those along the way just so that we had some more broken spawners and spawner shards, just double checking if I missed anything. No, we seem to have everything, so let's get back to the base. Remember not to put it right on the edge or you might walk off, but we can fly, so it's okay. So we now have our nether quartz and solarium chicken, which means we can progress and get every single chicken by breeding. We also have our 5 blaze spawners, so I am going to tick these off. And before I just make a cut, because I'm going to breed all the chickens and you don't need to watch that up to tier 4 because you've seen me do it before. We're just going to upgrade our current farming system, and we're going to add some ender chest and ender pouches in, because these are also very useful, and within the achievement book we need to link one to actually get one of the achievements as well. So I have everything ready. We just need some blaze rods, which we have from our loot bags before. We also have lots from hunting the blazes, and we could even make a blaze rod chicken if you didn't have them right yet. So if we look at ender chest, now remember with these, the color wall that you use is how they're linked together. So I'm going to make just the white wall to begin with, because we've got them. So I'm going to make one ender chest with white, white, white. And then I'm going to make an ender pouch as well with white, white, white. So this is just ender pearls, blaze powder, and leather and wool, which we had a long time ago. It's just without the ender chest, it's not really worth making an ender pouch. And let me just put away these lassos. The blaze spawners I'm going to stick in the mob farm, so that we have blaze rods coming in through there as well. So now we have our ender chest and our ender pouch. Actually, I'm going to make 2 of the ender chests because one more we're going to use to feed into our system. Ender chest. And the ender pouch we'll just take around with us. So we're going to stick 1 ender chest. I guess we can stick it just on the 3rd part here. Then if we link our item conduit. Oh, I didn't want to place a 2nd one. It's going to take a while to break. Because I'm flying. There's something as well I noticed, that if you're flying, your pickaxe is a lot slower, so make sure you're standing when you use it, especially when you're breaking those blaze spawners. Just stand for a second and you won't have to spend so much time. So with our ender chest here, we just need to right click on this, put it onto insert. It's now putting everything from our farmers into the ender chest. If we come over here, can do the same thing as before. Stick a... Do we have one on us? Yeah, we can just stick a flat transfer node on our draw controller, making sure it's facing the opposite way. Put our ender chest there, and now these 2 chests, because they have the same colors, are linked. So if you open this one, you see the inventory from that one. As well, if we open our ender pouch, we see the inventory from both of the chests. You see if we right click with the pouch, the chest's open. So these are linked inventories, and this way we can set up many different farms and areas with different resources, feed them into an ender chest, feed that ender chest into our storage system. And if you want them to do different things, you just change the colors on the buttons, or you craft them with different colored wool. And you have basically different channels that you can use. So we've now set up our ender chest as well with our ender pouch. So we have another bag to carry around with us, and we can use that whenever we want to send things back to the base as well. If we want to put something into our storage system when we're anywhere, we just open the ender pouch, throw it in, and it will put it inside. And I need to be aware that I have made somewhere with some kind. Yes. So our mechanical user has a spawnable area. So let's just stick a torch, which we can't do without a standard block. We have a block of wool, so just for now I'm going to stick a block of wool near our wither farm and stick a torch on it and come over here. It may not be able to spawn on the mechanical user. It probably spawned on top of here, but just in case, covering up all the areas. So as I was saying, we've done our ender chest and ender pouch. So I'm just going to make one more cut, and I'm going to breed up all of the tier 4 chickens, and then we are going to tick off everything in our achievement book. So I will be right back. Okay, so I've brought you back a few hours later. I had to do a little bit of work. So I've moved the mechanical user setup over here, and I've changed my pickaxe and my mattock to cobalt, which means now you can really see how fast this thing works, and you can just look at the experience rise. I've added redstone onto it as well to speed it up, and I'm waiting for 5 modifiers now to make it unbreakable. I'll just put that redstone away because I don't actually need it on me. I also added a few more bits of glass to the wither killer, because even though it worked for me fine in testing, actually 1 or 2 escaped, and I had to chase them around and kill them and rebuild bits of the base that they blew up on the way. So it's safer just to do this. I didn't need to put any more. I think just the 2nd layer would be more than enough, but I put the cage there for safety as well. I changed the loot bags to epics. We only need the epics now. I also bred every single one of our chickens and changed the setup slightly, so there is no longer a fence around here. There are just item conduits all extracting. Also, the storage crate that collects from the wild chicken is being sent into the ender chest as well, and on there I've set an advanced filter which you can make just using a Z-Logic controller, paper and redstone, and we can do this from our slice and splice now. And what I've done with this is I've set it to blacklist any of the eggs that we get, and by OR dictionary enabled, ignore MBT and ignore metadata. So any eggs won't go into our system. All of the eggs are actually getting trashed separately. So I've got a trash can over here, again with a filter, but this time instead of blacklist it's whitelisted. same setup. So all of the eggs are being trashed and all the resources are being fed through that ender chest into the one that we made previously and into our system. We've also got all of the chickens set up over here. You can see we're up to tier 4 now, and we have some more nesting pens ready for the next level of chickens. So the only thing we've got left to do really is, firstly, while I was in the Nether that time, I actually managed to get 2 modifiers. So I'm going to add the steel onto there, and you can see the attack goes up. It gets rid of writable, and we also get bleeding on our weapon. So our shuriken just needs to level a few more times, get more modifiers. We can add some nether quartz and the damage will just go up and up and up, and we can tick off lots and lots of achievements, I think. So firstly, okay, we haven't done that yet. We've made our master infusion crystal. We've traveled to the Nether. We've used a diamond chest to bring home 5 spawners. We've killed a wither. We'll do the bottom of the Nether using a boat next episode. We've linked an ender pouch to an ender chest. We've crafted the highest tier unbreakable wand. We've made a tinker's weapon that does more than 20 damage. I've actually already added a diamond hammer to a tinker's pickaxe as well, so that we could automate our nether rack and endstone hammering using the mechanical users. And I believe we've kind of automated with the killing, but it's not at the level I want it to be yet, so I won't tick that off yet. And we have got 20 different chickens and automated resource collection. We will have the octadic capacitors with 20 different crops as soon as we get onto our inferium, and we might have the octuple compressed cobblestone. Let's just have a look. No, we haven't got that far yet, but we need, now we've got blaze rods coming in, we can upgrade all of our cobblestone generators to tier 4 and to tier 5 because we've got loads of emeralds. So between episodes I'm going to upgrade them all to the highest level, which means this will fill up a lot quicker. Our automatic hammering will work a lot quicker, and any cobble needs we have will be filled in a faster way. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. On the top is the most recent upload from me. It may not be Minecraft, but if you like this, you should like that. On the left is the previous episode from the playlist. On the right is the next. And in the middle is me. Click on me, like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Give me some feedback, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.